So it is a beautiful day. We are out here in Monastir, central Tunisia, where Mauritius will play Botswana shortly. So Kenya versus Zimbabwe, that is the final that awaits us later on this afternoon. Madagascar will take on Uganda, Zambia v Tunisia, Morocco, Senegal, Namibia, Ghana, and Botswana v Mauritius, which is what we're watching shortly here at the Stade Municipal de Jamal in Tunisia. And the two teams are coming out onto the field. Mauritius in their regular red and white strip, and they're playing against Botswana in the blue and navy blue strip.
And of course, that's a new strip for Botswana, and you know, I'm really impressed with it. I like the navy part of it, and it's a good outfit. I'm always encouraged by the effort that these guys put into how they're trying to develop the game in their country. They try make sure they participate as many tournaments, whether it be in Lesotho or Lusaka. They try to get to every tournament, and you know, we're hoping in time to come that they themselves in Gaborone can hold a sevens tournament that we can go and feature, because that'll be great, because they really do support any activity of rugby that's being done in Africa, and it's you know, they obviously are leading by example.
They are certainly, Kenny, following in the footsteps of the bigger teams as they set to take it off in this 11th and 12th place playoff. And we have a kick-off, and that is knocked into touch immediately.
Yeah, you've got Denton Patrick there just trying to indicate to the referee that he did not take the ball into touch, and it's always the case, isn't it? It's never me, ref, it's the other guys.
It always is, as Duneville has the ball, and he'll be responsible for this line out. And they lose that to Botswana. Katse quickly offloads. An opportunity for Botswana as Mokotedi on the far side makes a little headway. Quickly take it away, the Botswana.
Yeah,
but the referee called.
Yeah, just bringing it back, and you've got to let the players play on. We want to see continuity, and you know, that's a part of the game. We're hoping Botswana are excellent offload,
and Mwepi makes a meal of that one. Has been a little bit loose play by these two sides.
Yeah, again, Dent Patrick just playing the ball on the ground and the ref penalizing him. But it was nice movement by Botswana earlier on. They just weren't able to get that final pass in the right area. Clever play. He was able to pick up the ball from an offside position because the ball was available, and the ref said play on because there wasn't a ruck form there. We've spoken a lot about the Mauritian team with a lot of the younger players that are averaging the age of about 18 years old. They're going to leave this tournament with a lot of experience, and hopefully that builds well for the future and that they can use it. I would like to see them participate in more tournaments. You know, they participated in Lesotho last year. They weren't able to get there this year, but they got to try get to more sevens tournament, and that's the only way you can really develop.
You're absolutely right, Kennedy. In another 2 or 3 years, there will definitely be an outfit to contend with. As he fails to find the man, and Mokotedi has the ball, trying to weave his way. An opportunity for Botswana. And a great pass. Palaleo has the ball, but he offloads and loses it in the process, as that is kicked into touch.
Yeah, that hasn't been the most inspirational play that we've seen today. You know, both sides that have had a tough run, their bodies are sore, and you can just see the skill level. You know, they're struggling a little bit, a lot of little mistakes and errors. A couple of forward passes that aren't being picked up by the referee, but you know, they've got to play on. We spoke about those errors, just a skew throw in there that, you know, you as a coach, you get a bit disappointed in terms of, you know, we've practiced it and looked great at practice, but once we got on the park, it just wasn't, you know, done as it was in the simulation.
And Tana Chakatse is the man who's guilty of that one.
Yeah, the coach of the Mauritian team. He's, gets involved in a lot of their rugby, he's involved in their junior structures, and they were speaking about that. They're going to look to focus on the juniors. They've got, you know, a big under-14 tournament and under-16 tournament, and I think he embraces youth, and that's what a country like that needs. You know, they need, you know, coaches that are going to be dedicated to doing long-term plans. You know, we've seen it work with the Kenyans. You know, if you look in the 90s, the Kenyans were struggling to field sevens teams, but they're on top of the world, as you'd say, at playing in the World Rugby 7 Series.
Yeah, Mauritius come away with an opportunity. As again, they are fond of the kicking game. It's kicked into touch.
Yeah, you know, I never encourage kicking in the sevens game because it's actually just a wasted ball being given away. And you actually are saying that Botswana hears the ball, a line out with moves that you've practiced. You know, you can do a set play and work your set play from here. So, you know, I'm anti the kicking. And it's funny enough that when they played some of the stronger teams, they never did kick. Now that they're playing Botswana, they're starting to kick. So, interesting tactics.
You're absolutely right, Kenny, as they lose the ball. And Botswana take charge. Posset switch, great switch, as Ishmael Paleo makes an effort. Man on the far right with an opportunity. He seems to have the gas. Can they catch him? No, they can't. Great opportunity for Botswana. It is going to be try time for Botswana, and their first try of the game. Well done to Ofios Mukatedi, and he puts one down to take Botswana 5-0 up.
We spoke about the day of the gas man, and Mukatedi is one of them. He really has got so much pace. Yeah, you can see he's just trying to get some oxygen in there. That was a long run. Nothing better than some cold water to just clear the throat. There's Tamang Mwepe concentrating to try and get the extra 2.
So Mauritius with an opportunity on the stroke of half-time. Struggling to get out of their own half. Bit of a fumble would have presented a great opportunity for Botswana to put another 5 points on the board.
It's been an interesting half so far for both teams, with the score only 7 points to 0 to Botswana. To correct that, the kick wasn't through, so it actually is 5 points to 0 to Botswana, and coaches are going to have to, you know, just deliver the message of less errors, because that's what's punishing both teams here.
Well, both teams have struggled it throughout the tournament, so lots of pride to play for, Kenny, in this final performance this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think definitely for Mauritius also, they've got a lot to play for in terms of just that, you know, they've traveled far and they've got a lot of youngsters, and just a victory could do so much for them, you know, going forward.
Yeah, as Joseph Bartfield takes it away for the Mauritians. Oh, and what a tackle by Jeffrey Marengo.
Dan, please.
Yeah, just looking at this, he lined him up, got the ball, and it's a solid hit. Great hit from the Mauritian player.
Strong lad to have gotten out as the Mauritians unsure what to do there. Here's Patrick Dent.
Yeah, they call it a spare rib tackle, where a lot of your ribs are going to be spare after that.
Great opportunity, Jeffrey Marengo with the ball, the big guy, and he offloads. An opportunity for Stephen Hayne to make something of this. Switch sides. Great feet, but little progress.
Great counter ruck.
Still has the ball and he loses it. An opportunity for Botswana with Dent Patrick. Taken away by Tsohana Katse. Man on the far end. Afios Mokotedi. An opportunity for Botswana, but falls into no man's land. Again, that passing that we've talked about, Kenny. Offloading into space. No one to take the ball.
Yeah, we've got a call from the assistant referee. I think he's going to indicate that there was some foul play. As the Mauritian team are starting to make some substitutions, they really have struggled with injuries. I think every game they've had 2 or 3 players that have come off from injury, which has obviously just dented their flow of their game and the type of set plays that they want to do.
And while we wait for this game to resume, Kennedy, your thoughts on some of those basic errors that both teams are making when you put your coaching hat on? What are the lessons that you would teach these boys?
Well, it's frustrating. I think what they have to just realize that it's all about timing. When it's time for you to pass, you've got to make sure that you've got to let the ball go, because it's those little decisions that you make and the micro skills that we call it. Like that pass, perfect pass, timing. They got to get used to that, and it takes a bit of time. And the more tournaments that they play, but this is a great overlap.
And they can't stop Dent Patrick as he puts another one. And it is a try time for Botswana. It is a 10-point game. They've struggled to find the whitewash.
Yeah, clever pass over the top. Was able to find the big man, and he was able to cross the line. Just being assisted by his teammate. And a couple of substitutions being made by the Botswana management team. And I think it's a good time, because they're almost comfortably in the lead here, because Mauritius really haven't looked like scoring. And that's a great kick all the way from the left-hand side by Tabang Muepe. He's been fairly quiet. He's one of their strike players. Just hasn't got enough ball to be able to show us some of his skills.
Mauritius are battling with this one. There's Riverland that takes that away. Great offload with an opportunity. The Mauritians, does he have the gas? He's got a man on the right flank, but again, that pass is knocked on.
Yeah, again, the assistant referee has indicated, and I think there is a strong mandate that they really do get involved, because it seems like most of the calls that are coming from the assistant referees. And for me, I'd rather have the main man who's in the center of the field taking command and, you know, sometimes overruling them, because it seems like every call they've made has been made that it's, you know, it's a given and it's standard.
Well, the one thing that you don't talk about, Kennedy, is the understanding of the rules. And at this level, certainly of these two teams, it might be assisting them and picking up some of those errors.
Yeah, and, you know, I think he's got to understand the level that he's reffing. You know, other teams that are still developing and not knowing the rules, let the game flow and don't be so rigid in terms of some of the, you know, the smaller mistakes that they would make.
Mauritius still have the ball, still to put points on the board as they switch it with an opportunity. And does he have the wheels? An opportunity. And he switches. Whoa. He ducks what could have been an injurious challenge.
Yeah, the referee is starting to get his hands full here, because the cards are going to start flowing. And this came out through. And they do call it a DDT, and there it is. Oh. He just escaped having his head almost chopped off, but Botswana underway here, attacking close to the halfway line.
Initial Palea with a great effort and switches to this near side. An opportunity for Dent Patrick. Big man loses the ball. Deneville tackles a man. Tries to weave his way through that Mauritian defense. Slowing things down is the Botswana playmaker, Ishmael Paleo. Almost casual in their performance, Kennedy.
Yeah, very casual, and I don't think he had a plan, and that seemed to go against him simply because he didn't have a plan. And I mean, the referee then blows one of his teammates for coming from the wrong side. But both teams aren't quite sure of how they want to attack. Although Mauritius have managed to get the ball out wide again, they look for contact when there was a man overlap. So I think one lesson that these guys can take out is that they do have free men. You've got to get the ball to them, you know, and try avoid the contact and a lot of tackling, because there's penalties awaiting and turnovers like that waiting to be made.
Yeah, they are looking a little bit fatigued at these two sides. It's been a tough weekend of rugby as Botswana have an opportunity, but a fumble and a trip. And he loses the ball. What was a great opportunity. As a Mauritian come away with it, he doesn't have the gas, he's looking for support. Gets support from Riverland. But again, almost unsure what to do with the ball when they have it, the Mauritians.
Yeah, we look here, he just got a speed wobble and oh, falls almost head first.
What is clear from these two sides is they don't have, neither team seems to have the gas, they have the wheels to take it to the try line.
No, the referee calls it quits. I think there hasn't been much to watch in this game. It's been a difficult game. You can see all of them hands on knees. They really are jaded out. It's been a long old competition for some of these sides. You've got to take your hats off to them. You know, they really have brought all they have. They've given that they all. You know, just embracing some of the values that World Rugby has got for us. We're talking about solidarity, integrity, are all being embraced here in Tunisia. With Botswana winning this game 12 points to 0, Mauritius still looking for that first victory.